It's time for Building Dat Bankroll.
Cha-ching is right. Last week we went. I don't really know how to score this. 1 for 2 with a push. My bet on Utah to cover at 7 points. They covered it. They scored. They won by exactly 7 points. That was a nail biter down to the end. Thought they were going to blow Baylor out of the water. So we'll call that one a push. And then who was Georgia State covered against UConn. Shout out Cameron. Georgia State beat the doors off of UConn. They were a 3-point favorite. I think they won by 20. But Mississippi State failed to cover against Arizona at -9. They went into overtime on that one. So 1 for 2 and a push. Respectfully. So let's get to our. We're coming at you live this week with NFL and college best bets. So Tyler, I'm gonna let you start it. Let's go with college first.
Okay. I think this is going to be one of my bold ones so far. I'm going to go with the Florida Gators to cover the +6.5 at home. I think if you look at last year's matchup, it was a 5-point game, and that was probably the best Tennessee team that they had in quite some time. But Tennessee in Florida, Florida, I know that everyone's going to be talking about game number 1 against Utah. They didn't look very good, but I think that their defense every single week is impressing me so far. So I think that at the Swamp against Joe Milton and that offense that struggled against Austin Peay, it was 13-6 in that half of that game. So everybody can give me excuse of whether or not, but you got to take care of business when you want to. So I think that the Gators cover the 6.5 at home.
I like it. I mean, it's going to be hard to go into the Swamp and get a win. Wade, what's your college best bet here?
All right, I got a bold one for you as well. Putting a lot of points on the line. Alabama -32 against South Florida. Yes, they're going on the road to play the Bulls, but come on, guys. I mean, it's Alabama. I know they're not, a national championship Alabama level team, but I would take Ole Miss on that line. I would take LSU on that line. I would take Georgia on that line. I mean, South Florida's just not that good. Alabama's pissed off. They're going to cover the 32. They'll probably win like 44-0.
Yeah, I mean, they just got punched in the mouth by Texas. Nick Saban's going to have them boys ready to play. And if he doesn't, the dynasty might be.
Now, if that scares you, putting 32 on the board, I'll also give you Kansas State over Missouri covering 5 points.
That one feels like a safe one. All right, so we got a 2-for-1 there from Wade. My pick, I'm giving the team the respect. They made me eat my words week 1. Florida State taking on Boston College. The over-under on that one is 48.5. I think Florida State does it by themselves, but overall, take the over 48.5 in the Florida State versus Boston College game. I mean, they have a dynamic offense with Jordan Travis, and Keon Coleman is just, I mean, he's got to be, him and Marvin Harrison Jr. have got to be on. Marvin Harrison Jr. is on the Heisman list. Keon Coleman is not far behind him from what I'm seeing. I mean, the dude is a walking human highlight tape. So take the over 48.5. I think Florida State does it by himself, but guess what? Just bet the overall. So
do you think they could cover that line as well? It's a 25-point game.
Yeah,
I definitely. Yeah, I think they beat them. Like,
have you seen Boston College lately? They only won by 3 against Holy Cross.
Yeah. I was looking at that one as well.
It was really bad.
I think that's like a 56-7 game.
Yeah, no, I thought about taking the cover, but I mean, 25 points is a lot, even though it's very possible against this team. But I feel more confident on the over because Florida State's probably just going to continue to rack up some insane numbers. So let's get to our NFL bets. Wade, we'll let you start us off here.
All right. So NFL bets are a little tighter, and you only have 16 that you can work with. So there's no hidden gems. I'm going to take Seattle plus 5.5 against Detroit. Not because I think Seattle will win outright. I just think that this is a lot of points to give. Detroit, I know that it's well-deserved. They beat Kansas City just a week ago, but it was only a 1-point victory, and Seattle was kind of a surprise loser week 1. So I just see it being a lot closer game. I can see it potentially being a shootout as well. I didn't see what the points were, but the 5.5 total just seemed too large for me.
I like it. Tyler, what do you got?
Yeah, I was between two games here, but I'm just gonna go Dallas covering the 3 against the New York Jets, especially if Aaron Rodgers isn't ready to go. Then just slam this one until you can't no more. So
I'm
I
gonna
think
get it
that
early.
yeah, get this one early before it definitely skyrockets. So I was very impressed. I think that everybody in the nation saw what Dallas did. So I think that this is without a question. I think that Dallas goes 2-0 against New York teams in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I just got an alert. Aaron Rodgers is not returning for the rest of the game. So if it is Zach Wilson next week, you better hop on that Dallas tonight while you're watching live. Go ahead and hit it because
That's why
it's
we
just
come
gonna be
on
fun.
Monday for you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I was set on one, and I feel like I should say it since that was my original gut take, but I saw another one I like. So I'll give you a 2-for-1 on the NFL side. Actually, no, I'm not. I changed my mind. I don't like this one anymore. I'm gonna go Cincinnati versus Baltimore over 46.5. I'm all on the overs this week. I think
I like that.
Joe Burrow is going to come out pissed off and ready to sling the rock. And we saw the Ravens put up 23 points in week 1. So I guess the Texans, don't have a great defense. I mean, they got
Well,
blown
they
out.
also were out without Mark Andrews. So if Andrews is back, I think this over is going to hit.
That's true. I mean, Cincinnati does not have a very good defense. The Ravens are kind of iffy. I definitely think this is going to be a high scoring matchup, and I'm taking Cincy and Ravens over 46.5. I'll throw you out my other one. I'm probably not going to post it on Twitter. Vikings +7 versus Philadelphia. I think it's going to be a Jalen Hurts game, but I think Justin Jefferson's going to have one of those legacy Jay Jettis games, and it's going to be a close one in the end. So there's a bonus one for you. I'll probably just keep it to 3 on our Twitter graphic, but just keep that one in the brain over there.